Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So I know I mentioned that I filmed kind of my experiences as a black girl in Asia. Like, I did 3 videos all in one day. I've already posted one and I filmed the other 2, but then like I had my videos backed up on my phone. I should have done it on my laptop, but I was kind of lazy and didn't, and then my phone got stolen, which is kind of sad, which is why I have to reshoot, and I'm wearing another outfit. And again, this video is going to be based on my experience as a black girl. If you didn't know or notice, I'm black. Yeah. I'm black. So you know, I'm black, and like I've been to like Asia quite a few times, and I've been to Korea 3 times, lived in Singapore for a year, and I have been to Malaysia at least 5 times, and Bali once. I know they aren't necessarily representative of Asia as a whole. I am aware of that. I know Asia is more than these countries. I'm aware of that, and I'm just speaking based on my experiences, so please do not come for me or gun me down, pew pew pew, because I am not a fighter. I will just sit down, take it, and cry. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just speaking on based on my experiences. So yeah, this is my experience being a black girl in Asia, and in this video we're going to talk about Singapore. So guys, I love Singapore. Like, I can't stress it enough. I've been living in Singapore. I lived in Singapore for like a year and absolutely loved it. Would I go back? Most definitely. I would definitely go back. I love Singapore, and my experience as a black girl was very pleasant compared to others. So first point, I'm gonna make this very quick, brief point. It's not necessarily have to do about me being black or anything, but it's kind of general, because I feel like regardless of your race, you probably will experience that anyway. In Asia, in most Asian countries, and I can't stress it enough, people are generally honest compared to everywhere else. So for example, like when I lost my phone and it got stolen, I left my phone in the bus, and then I was like, oh shit, I left my phone in the bus. So I tried to chase down the bus, finally caught up with the bus, like, you know, 10 minutes, like it was literally a 10 minutes interval. The phone was by itself, and in that 10 minutes someone had taken the phone, turned it off, and left the bus and got off the bus with the phone. So like the phone was gone, and I finally got onto the bus, and then no, it wasn't ringing anymore, and I was like, that's sad. But in Korea, in Singapore, and I feel like in Malaysia as well, like people are generally more trusting. Like, you can take your stuff, you can, for example, leave your laptop and leave in the library or something, go outside, go to like a vending machine or something, and then come back and still expect to see your shit there. But in the UK, not really. And I think that was kind of pleasant, because like, especially like with black people as well, I realized a lot of black people are very like on guard, on edge, and they're either considered the thieves or the criminals. And it was nice being there and like not having to worry about people thinking, like whenever people see, they have to like clutch their purses or whatever, like, because I ain't there to steal nothing. Plus, Lord knows, like, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything that I would want to steal from anyone in Singapore, and I'm not really a thief, so that was very pleasant for me. And again, people were very pleasant and very welcoming to me, and I loved it. I loved it with a passion. So for example, there's this lady that used to sell waffles in Canteen 2 in NTU, and if you the waffle ladies, the ladies that sell the ice cream waffles, what's that? Your girl's saying hello, and I miss you, and I love you, and just know I think about you guys every day. And so like, these waffle ladies are very pleasant. They get so excited every time they see me, and they get so happy. They're like, oh my gosh, hey, how are you? Your hair is so pretty, you're so pretty, can I touch your hair? Can I take a picture? And this is like me with my braids or my natural afro out. By the way, this is a wig that I got when I was in Singapore from AliExpress, even though it might not be in Singapore, but from AliExpress, and I got it while I was there. But yeah, they were like very excited when they saw me, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, where are you from, how are you, and they were like genuinely interested in me, and I'm just like, I don't get this energy back home. So yeah, but then my friend, she's Korean, and a lot of people tell her she looks Chinese. And like I mentioned in my previous videos, like in Singapore there's like 4 official races, well, yeah, ethnic groups, I guess. Got the Chinese, the Tamil slash, well, Tamil Indians, and Malays, and then you have the other. And my friend isn't Chinese, she's Korean, but people thought she was Chinese, and people were like, oh, we'll speak Chinese to her, and she'll be like, oh no, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean. And then she'll try to like convince them like, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean. And she even learnt how to say, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean in Chinese. Just to like correct them, because apparently like they weren't listening, and the ice cream waffle ladies were one of them who just weren't paying attention when she said hey, they'll speak to her Chinese like, what do you want? And she's like, I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean. And they wouldn't believe her, and to an extent they kind of got annoyed. They were like, are you playing with us, are you faking it? And she was like, no, I'm really not Chinese, I'm Korean. And after like a while, like they just stopped showing any interest towards her, and there'll be times when they will see me, they'll be like, oh my gosh, hi, and I'm just like, hey girl, what's good, what's poppin'? And and like they'll be like, okay, we'll give you free ice cream if you want the house, and I'll be like, thank you. And then my friend Sylvia will come in, like, you know, the Korean girl, and they'll be like, what you want? Like their energy will literally go from hey to hey. The fuck am I doing? But yeah, so they will do that, and it was kind of like interesting, and I was like, wow, people care. And it kind of was sweet, but it got a bit overbearing, and it kind of got a bit annoying towards the end, because fun fact as well, like it wasn't mostly, I wasn't getting like all this attention from like younger people, like students my age or my peers. I was getting it from like the older people, like so like the middle-aged people, and it was fine, but it kind of got too much, especially like when you're just trying to keep it low-key. Imagine, yeah, my over the top dramatic ass trying to keep it low-key sometimes, because sometimes it just gets a lot, and I'm trying to like mind my business or whatever. And Universal Studios, my friend Sylvia, the Korean girl, and her family came to visit, and they were like, okay Louise, let's go out, we can have fun, we can go to Universal Studios. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so great, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it was really hot. I wore shorts and my legs and my thighs were chafing, and I was like, oh, this is not pleasant, this is not nice. So it was just like it was a long day. And towards the end, like we were riding like the last few rides, and people were like staring at me, taking pictures of me, and it got to the point where people like actually stopped me, touched my braids, and I was like, what? Touch my braids, can't take pictures. And it was so difficult, because like I'm here trying to like, you know, be here and play and have fun with my friend and her family, and then people are interrupting this fun with my friend and the family to take pictures with me. And I was like, yeah, this is a bit too much. This is kind of embarrassing. I'm kind of, you know, starting to feel uncomfortable, but it is what it is, kind of thing. So what can you do? You can't fight it. If you can't beat them, join them, as they say. And then my other point is like makeup. So because I was there for so long, obviously I need to get makeup, and you can't get makeup anywhere. So like where I was living on campus in Nanyang Technological University, NTU, and there's like a little like a shopping mall close by, which is called Boonlay. It's like 20 minutes away, I think, max on a bus. And Boonlay was great. It had like almost everything that I wanted in life. So like, you know, what's that place called? Popeyes. They had Popeyes chicken, and we don't have Popeyes chicken in the UK, but I absolutely fell in love with Popeyes. Popeyes was the shit, yo. But anyway, they had everything that you may need, but makeup for black people, or even like people of color, because like they only had like the fair stuff for like the Chinese people, and I think there was a few for like Malays, but there weren't really darker stuff for like the Tamils or the black people, because there weren't any black people, let's be real. So if I wanted to get makeup, I had to go all the way downtown to you know, downtown, and go to like the NYX store, or the MAC store, because like you can't get it in every you can't get stuff my shade in every MAC store in Singapore or every NYX store in Singapore. You have to go downtown, and it was such a journey, it was such a trek. And there was a time I lost my purse in the club because I was being drunk and reckless, and someone took it away and returned and gave it to the security, and I found out they found it later on, but it was too late. They were already throwing it away because they kept it for so long, and I didn't realize they'd already found it, and it was a long thing, but it's whatever. And I'll talk about that in another video, because that's actually like a whole nother video kind of thing. So yeah, it was kind of long, but yeah, stuff like that happens. Like, it was difficult because I lost my makeup, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go downtown again to buy freaking new makeup, and I was so sad. But it is what it is kind of thing. And yeah, like, people, like, I never really got like go back to your home country kind of thing. People actually stare at you, obviously they'll try to touch your hair, obviously, but it wasn't that bad. And then like the weirder things that would happen with, like, especially like the Singaporean guys, and it happened a lot of the guys would approach me and try to talk to me, because I kind of dabbled in the Tinder. I didn't really dabble in Tinder because apparently Tinder wasn't, I think I was using the UK Tinder, but Tinder wasn't working for me, so I was using like Tantan, which is like the Chinese version of Tinder. And everyone was like, message me, they'll match with me, like, oh my gosh, you're in Singapore, oh my gosh, you're black, have you dated a Chinese guy before? And I was like, what? Have you dated an Asian guy? I want to be first Asian, I want to take your Asian virginity. And I'm just like, what? That was actually a thing. And that was one thing that actually put me off, because a lot of the times when people would like approach me, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I've never really hooked up with a black girl before, and that's my biggest turn off when people start bringing race. Like, yes, I'm black, and what? There's other things, there's more things to me other than me being black, you know. I'm pretty, I'm bomb as hell, I got that melanin, but I also got a big booty too. So like, oh, come on, like, it just got annoying. But other than that, it was fine. And then of course, like, I only saw like one place that they did like braids in Singapore, and it was just by chance. It was also downtown, like around Orchard, and it was like in one of the shopping malls. And it was like some Chinese women doing braids on some other Chinese lady, and they had like wigs and weaves, and I was like, wow, that's cool. I never went there, but that's cool. We walked in, like, me and Sophia went in to get like to see what wigs they had, but I didn't really buy anything. But I was like, good to know you have it. But anyway, guys, that's it. This is my video, me talking about my experiences with black girl being in Singapore, and it kind of was like a disorganized rant, but that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share with all your friends, especially if you know anyone who's considering going to Singapore, whether they're black, people of color, or not really. It's just like a fun laugh to just hear me talk about this. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys next week when I talk about my experience as a black girl living in Malaysia or Indonesia, because, well, it's not living, but just me being there, because I wasn't living there, because like I wasn't really there long enough for me to have like a very solid experience. But it's just warrants like me having another video for it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and that is a wrap.